Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Eldritch Encounters. When we last left off, the investigators had returned back to the circus at the request of Bill Darby to find any clues left behind by the ones who set the fire and attempted to break out the fish boy. Idella begins her investigation and finds a strange vial with the top broken off. She gives it to Elizabeth Gray, who takes it to the toxicologist at Miskatonic. Dr. Bowers agrees to inspect and study it. Meanwhile, Rob checks on Chipper's family with no results and has a talk with his parents about the things he saw at the circus. The search continues for clues as we pick up. It's mere hours before showtime. Elizabeth is still on shift at the hospital, and the others are still at the circus grounds. So, Elizabeth, you are currently at the hospital. Are you just
Yep.
making your rounds right now?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Um, so yeah, as you're doing this, uh, you hear like a commotion down the hallway, and you hear very loud footsteps like echoing down the hallway, like getting closer to you.
Uh, am I particularly busy right now, or is it just a slow day?
I would say it's probably kind of slow right now.
I will go over and check out what the commotion is.
Okay. So you make your way down the hallway, and you look around the corner, and you see Dr. Bowers, the toxicologist who you gave the vial to, and he's currently running down the hallway, looking through all the rooms, trying to find you. You hear him saying your name,
I put my hand out in like a bit of a wave and say, Dr. Bowers?
and he kind of looks over and says, "Oh, Miss Gray, I've been looking for you. Please, come with me. I have some results from that vial that you gave me."
Oh, okay.
And he like
Uh,
kind of takes you by the hand and like goes quickly down the hallway, back towards his office. And he pushes in through his office door and takes you over to where his like kind of laboratory setup is. And you see on the table is a glass tank with what looks like a mouse in it. He tells you that he looked at it under a microscope and couldn't really come up with anything conclusive about it. And so he decided to test it on some of the lab mice that he has.
right. Okay, so what
And you hear like
what happened?
a and you look over and see this mouse throwing itself against the glass window. And he says, "Well, I gave it a very, very small dosage in its water, and within moments, it absolutely went psychotic. There were three other mice in its tank, and it killed all three of them. You can probably find them in there still if you look. And since then, he's gone almost feral, rabid, and he's been throwing himself against the glass trying to get out ever since."
So you It's very strange. Why would the circus have this?
I don't have the answer to that question, I'm afraid. But seeing the results of what it does, I would have no idea either. And you look at the mouse and you can see that like its fur, it almost looks greasy and wet, like slicked back, and its whiskers are bent and curved and very like wild looking, going in all directions. And its eyes are very wide and bloodshot and just wide and wild looking.
Well, Do you know exactly what it is yet, or is it still?
And
This
you,
is
and he says,
very abnormal.
He says this is very abnormal. I haven't the slightest idea of what it could be.
Well, do be careful. Don't get anything on that. Don't get any of it on yourself.
And he says, you either should you go back to that place, keep your eye out for more of this, and
I most
see
certainly
if
will.
this is something that they're using. I don't really know what they could use it for, but it's very abnormal. That much I know.
Could you get me like a small sealed vial of a little bit of it?
And he says, of course, it will be diluted because of the very small quantity that you had of it, but I can make you a very small diluted sample of it, yes.
Okay, because I think I would need to bring it to the attention of my employer to make sure he knows about it. Because he wants me to do an investigation. And this is some very strange...
And he looks around and says, wait, the head of the hospital? He's in on this?
No. I told you when I was here earlier this morning. The circus has hired me as an investigator.
He says, oh, that boss. Okay. Whoa, you gave me a scare for a second.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the CEO is not involved at all.
And he says, what will you do now?
Well, I've still got work to do. I'm not sure. But afterwards, I will just take it to Bill Darby, who's the circus boss man.
And he says, okay, well, I'll have that sample ready for you by the end of the day.
Okay.
Just,
great.
Stop by after you clock out, and I'll have it for you.
Also, Doctor?
Yes.
If it's not too much to ask, could you put that mouse out of its misery?
And he says, yes, I was considering that. Such a waste.
Okay. Thank you. It's kind of a sad sight to see.
And he says, yes, I agree. I had no idea it would have such effects on it.
Well, I'll come back before the end of my shift and get that file from you.
And he says, okay, I'll see you then.
Yep, I nod and then head out and go back to the children's ward.
Okay. So, Idella, what are you doing?
Sorry, I was talking to my family.
Oh no, you're good.
Probably go at the circus, most likely.
Okay.
Still looking around.
Okay, so are you actively, like, still looking around for stuff, or are you...
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, yeah, go ahead and roll another spot hidden for me.
Alright, spot hidden. There we go. Failure.
Okay. So, in the immediate vicinity of where you are, you don't really find anything. Nothing stands out to you as being odd or out of place.
I go to the next room.
Okay. Roll a spot hidden.
Success!
Okay. So this room is... It's kind of like the chow hall. It's like a larger tent offset from the main one.
Mm-hmm.
and there are a number of like wooden picnic tables like set up lengthwise and long lines, and it's just kind of where everyone gets food and gathers and eats at and stuff.
Mhm.
Looking around, you see that there is like a silver dollar. I don't know if
Mhm.
you've ever seen one of those, but like the large silver dollars. You see
Yeah.
one of those on the ground.
Okay.
And
I
then,
go pick it up.
okay. Yeah.
And-
Sorry.
Sorry. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
And you pick it up, and the outside of it, it doesn't have like a discernible stamp. It's not like a US silver dollar. It doesn't have any of that. It just looks like almost like a conch shell printed on the outside of it, and it's like a pure silver color.
Okay.
And it's quite heavy, and looks like it was like handmade in some aspects. Not far from it, as you're on the ground looking around, you see underneath one of the tables there is another vial.
I pick that up
Okay.
immediately.
Okay. This one is also empty, with the top like kind of shattered off in a similar fashion as the first one.
I'm gonna immediately run to the next room. Wait, no. I want to search around some more.
Search around the same room.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll a spot hidden.
Okay. Hard success.
Okay. So looking around, it seems like anything of note in this room you've already like kind of picked up on. Everything else is just very mundane kitchen stuff, pots and pans and bowls and plates and silverware.
Okay. Then I go show what I found to Boss Man.
Okay. And as you do, you walk in and you see that he is talking to two people.
I wait.
They look like males. They have long trench coats and fedoras on.
I'll wait until they're done. But I'm gonna listen.
What's that?
As I'm gonna wait for them to be done.
Okay. So you're just politely waiting, or are you trying to like drop in on the conversation?
I could drop in on the conversation.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, it's up to you if that's something you want to do or not.
Failure.
Okay. Yeah, you don't really pick up on much. Yeah, you don't really pick up on much, and you see them leave and go into the freak show tent.
Okay. Watch them as they go, and then walk over.
Okay. And Bill sees you approach and says, Idella, did you find anything?
Yeah, I found another vial.
And he says, similar to the last. There's no label on it. I wonder what it could be.
Hold on.
He like kind of smells and says, ugh. That smells like ripe shrimp cocktail. This is odd. I wonder what it is.
She's just gonna say, I don't know, and looking over the vial again.
Okay. around this time, roll a listen for me.
And not press it? A failure.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, now I'm nervous.
I mean, you can press it, but that's a lot.
I'll try it. Nope, never mind.
So, Rob, Ron, what are you doing?
When last we left Rob, Ron, I was busy getting caught by Odim when I was trying to scope out his trailer. So I think
right.
I think I had just gotten done. Yeah, I think I just got done weaseling my way out of dealing with him.
Yeah, because you guys had that little like confrontation a little bit, and then you left.
Yeah, so at this point, I think I might be looking for an opportunity to go talk to Bill Darby when he's not entertaining other guests or any other company. I mean, I would certainly welcome Chipper if Chipper wanted to join me, but other than that, like I don't really want to have like a public conversation with him.
Right. Okay. So probably like as he's talking with Ida right now, you'd probably wait for that conversation to end before you talk to him.
Absolutely, yeah. And I would just politely wait on the side. I might even wait like outside of like that current area just to like kind of give them any kind of privacy if they need it. Because I'm fully expecting privacy when I go in there.
Okay, cool.
I'm back, sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. Yeah, and around that time, it looks like Bill Darby has just finished up talking with Idella. Idella, where are you off to? Just for reference.
Like what? Sorry.
Oh, just for reference, like after you're done talking to Mr. Darby, where are you heading off to?
Oh, most likely going to check around some more and follow those strange men into the freak show side. Okay.
So yeah, we'll say Rob, you see Idella finish talking with Mr. Darby and kind of head off over kind of in the direction of the freak show tent, and it seems like he's now alone. There's no one else around.
Yeah, so I'll walk in and I'll be like, Bill Darby, it's Robert Ronsky, Chipper's friend. We've been interacting a little bit over the last day.
And he says, yes, Rob. How are you?
Hey, you know what? I'm not doing too bad. I've been better, but how about yourself?
And he says, well, I was doing pretty good. I had a little bit of an encounter this morning. Those two men came by again.
Two men, huh? What two men?
They're looking for Odim. He says, the ones who had offered to buy the fish boy from us. Odim refused, thinking they didn't offer enough money. So I guess they've returned now to see if more money will loosen them up to the idea of it.
What kind of interest do they seem to have in the kid?
Personal, I would say, by the looks of them. They birds of a feather, we'll say.
Sure. Listen, about the kid. I was hoping that maybe we could talk a little bit about Odim's schedule and when he's not going to be around his trailer.
And he says, why is that?
I don't know how it sits with you, but watching him jab at that kid with that stick, that don't sit well with me. And I need to make that stick disappear, if you know what I mean.
And he says, yes, I don't always agree with his methods. He says, as for the stick, it's usually within arm's reach of the tank.
All right, okay. Well, listen, I just want you to know, I would never interfere with the circus. I respect Chipper a whole lot, and the circus means a lot to him. So I wouldn't do anything to mess with you guys. But I just want you to know. I think that you should be really careful about who you decide to do business with. That guy doesn't seem to be completely on the level.
And he says, yes, he, currently, he's the only thing keeping us afloat, but his methods don't sit well with me.
Yeah, I don't know that they sit well with any of us, pal.
And he says, but who knows, maybe, oh, did you hear? We're having a representative from Barnum and Bailey come today.
Oh yeah, I think I might have overheard you talking to Chipper about that a little bit. Maybe that could be an out for you with this whole freak show business. What do you think?
I would like to say that it would be. However, they seem to be extremely interested in the freak show itself too. Kind of want it as a package deal.
Yeah, I can understand why. It seems to be drawing a lot of attention, but boy, that just doesn't make me feel good.
And he says, well, I can't argue with you there, but at the same time, I need to stay afloat too.
Well, listen, Bill. I don't want to do anything to interfere with your business. So, if I had things my way, I'd be springing that kid myself and getting him out of here. But I'll tell you what, if you can help me figure out a way to get my hands on that stick, I won't bother you about it anymore.
And he says, well, I don't see the harm. Odim's the type, he'll just carve him up a new stick, so... Or something worse, who knows?
Sure.
And he says, if you want it, it should be right there by the tank.
Look, the only thing I really need from you out of this is just a time. You let me know when it's going to be coast is clear. I can get in there. I can grab that stick. And, you don't have to do anything else. You don't have to be involved. Your name doesn't have to be mentioned. You know what I'm saying?
And as you say this, you see the two men walk back out from the freak show tent and begin walking over towards you and Mr. Darby. And as the two figures walk up, you get a better look at them now. Their eyes are very wallish. They're very large and round and protruding out of their skulls. Their lips are elongated, very thick on the bottom and paper thin on the top. Very, very odd looking. One of them even seems to have vertical slits on the back of his neck behind his ears, where gills might be. And they walk up, and the larger one says, Darby, where's Odim? You said he'd be at the freak show tent. And Darby says, I apologize if he's not there. I don't know where he might be. He might be out back at his personal quarters. You could try there. And they say, out of the way, and begin walking out that way.
It was real swell meeting you chaps.
And you just hear a grumble coming from them as they walk by. Their gaits are very slow and lumbered.
And I look at Bill Darby and I say kind of under my breath, it's all business with them, huh?
And he says, yes, I'm afraid so. Those are the Innsmouthers I was telling you about.
Gotcha.
If you couldn't tell.
Tell you what, I'm a little curious.
Strange looking people.
Oh yeah, they really are. Look, I'm a little curious to see what they're up to. You mind if I tag along with them and try to see what they're try to sneak around and see what they're up to?
By all means, just don't cause any trouble.
Oh, I don't want to cause any trouble. I just want to know what's going on. That's all.
And he says, yes, I'm rather curious myself. I don't know why Odim just won't cave and sell that creature back to them. It seems
Well,
it seems the logical choice, doesn't it?
oh, sure. Although, once you got a cash cow, it's hard to let it go. Well, I'll tell you what. If I learn anything, you'll be one of the first to hear about it.
And he says, "I thank you for that."
All right, pal. All right, and then I'm gonna kind of stealthily go off to follow the Innsmouthers.
Okay. First off, I'd roll a spot hidden for me to see if you like
Okay.
see them come out of the tent. Okay. So as you're trying to like kind of follow them around initially, and they go into the freak show tent, you kind of go the wide way around just to kind of tail them, and you see they come back out the other side and begin walking back towards Bill Darby, and you notice them. And you see the little confrontation, them leave and head towards the back, and Rob also kind of tailing them, moments after they leave. And Rob, roll a stealth for me.
Coming right up. Oh, that is an 87 out of 32.
Okay, so fail. As you begin following a good distance behind the Innsmouthers, you see them kind of walk up to Odin's carriage and knock on the door. Well, more like bang on the door. Like flat-fisted, just boom, boom, boom. No answer. They wait, knock again. No
Wait,
answer.
me or
What's that?
was it me or Rob?
I would say both of you would see this. In fact, Ida, roll a stealth for me as well.
A what?
Stealth.
Okay.
I assume you're kind of like, sleuthing along besides
Hello.
Rob. Okay.
Crap.
Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, so you see him kind of wait around at the carriage for a little bit, no answer, no response. And you see the two men begin to get a little antsy and impatient. And as they begin kind of looking around to see if they see Odin kind of walking the grounds anywhere, they notice the two of you and like just kind of hone in directly on the two of you and begin walking over.
I walk to meet them. I walk with purpose to meet them.
I walk up.
And the larger one like walks up and kind of engages conversation and says, "What are you two doing following us?"
Hey, pal, listen, couldn't help but notice you're pretty interested in the new main attraction here, and yeah, I just wanted to kind of figure out what the nature of your inquisition is. That's all.
It belongs in the sea. It's a child of Dagon.
I mean, listen, I would probably agree with you if I knew what the heck I was talking about. That thing sure does look like a kid. I mean, you guys just wanted to see it safe and healthy, I guess, or what?
It is one of our children. We're here to get it back.
Keeper. Sorry.
Hey, what's up?
May I, can I have Chipper and, I would say Sarah would be accompanying him. We're starting to get ready for tonight, I assume. Yeah. As my arm is kind of around Sarah, I take it down and can I make a intimidation?
Yes, against two.
Against the people in the trench coats.
Okay.
But I'm not saying anything. But I'm because these are the same guys I intimidated yesterday or the day before, I think. So I'm just making my presence known as me and Sarah walk over.
Okay.
So just give them a look.
So yeah, go ahead. Okay. So you do this, and the larger one like sees you approach and kind of notices you and like the look that you're trying to like shoot over at them, and he says, You got a problem, big guy?
Oh,
I mean,
hey, this is my pal Chipper. Look, he's very protective of the circus people. This is his family, man. Listen, he's just coming in here making sure everything is kosher. Look, this is Chipper. These guys, they might be our friends. Listen, these guys, they recognize that that's okay to take. What was that?
Sorry.
And at this point, the smaller one, who hasn't really said that much this whole time, just kind of looks around and like puts his hand up and says, "Enough of this. Where's O'Dim?"
I would speak up and I would say, sorry, I just moseyed in here. I would look at Sarah and I would look back at the trench coat people and I would say, you hear about the kid in the fish tank?
Yes, he is ours.
Well, I don't mind. I can't speak for everyone.
He is a child of Dagon and belongs back in the sea.
Yeah, my wife's Hindu, whatever. Look, I don't mind helping you get your, the kid back. And what they're doing here, I would just kind of like let my guard down. I would say, it's fucked up, man. Look, I don't mind helping you, get Fish Kid out. My concern is, I would kind of like, my emotions are kind of like, I push them down. How much could you give us if we helped you? The circus.
And he says, "We came here with $1,000 to buy it back."
Buddy, and I would just, is there any way you can get some more scratch? I would kind of not like be aggressive at this point. Can I try to make a persuade, like I'm not your enemy, or charm? Can I try to charm the fish people?
I would say roll persuade at extreme.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'll try. Let me just. Sorry, I'm taking so long. I apologize.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You're all good.
All right. No fucking way.
And at this point, they say, "We don't need your help. Where's O'Dim?" And begin walking away and say, "Stop following us."
Who said we were following you?
I would just put my hand on Adela, and I just told her to like stop, like Have a nice day. We'll talk about it later.
And they're gone. They've trudged off at this point.
Can I get a read on them? Like, does it feel like they're being completely upfront, or is there something that they're holding back about?
Yeah, same.
Roll a psychology.
We both can.
Sure.
I can do it too.
That was on extreme. Can I make it on regular?
Yeah, extreme or regular's fine. Idella, you can too. Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna use 4 my luck point.
There we go. No, you don't need to. I got it.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So the initial vibe that you're getting from them is, first off, they don't trust you. That was very, very apparent. And it doesn't seem so much because you're with the carnival. They just have a general distrust of surface dwellers, smoothskins, as they would call you, to begin with. And it's coupled by the fact that you're also, in this area that's holding essentially one of their children captive.
All right.
So it seems like they're not really holding anything back in regards to what they've said to you, but they also don't trust you and are not interested whatsoever in your help.
What time is it?
Right now, it is maybe like 3 hours before showtime, so it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, roughly, 3 or 4.
Okay.
As they're walking away, I'd like to kind of reach up super high because Chip is tall and put my hand on Chip's shoulder and say, pal, I think it's going to be a real hard sell, but those might be our best allies in this whole little adventure I feel like we're about to have.
I shook my head and I turned to Sarah, who was with me, and I say, Sarah, you've been here for a while. I know you say you don't think Odim has any friends, but he has to have someone here he likes, someone here he would talk. I feel like we're missing something. Like you said, he doesn't have a girlfriend or anything, or anyone he's sweet on, but he has to have someone here he trusts. Everybody's got someone.
And she says, well, from what
Unless you're friends with him, which I raise my eyebrows.
She says, well, from what I've heard, his mother lives in town.
Huh.
But as far as I know, that's the only family he really has. That's the only, sort of...
You wouldn't happen to have the address, would you?
And she says, I don't, but I'm sure Bill would probably have it somewhere.
Oh. All right. I would just like, put my hand on her face and just like rubber cheek with my thumb and I'd smile at her. And I would nod and I'd say, I wanted to check on Navani anyway. I could, actually, it would probably kill me.
She says, you probably should.
Yeah, I know. We need to talk about, I would kind of pour aside, we need to talk about things later when we have some more privacy. And I would turn back to Rob, and I would say, you don't mind, maybe the three of us look at Ida. Maybe we should go check on his mother. Actually, I don't know if I can go. Let's just get the address and we'll play it by ear.
Okay, I'm not quite sure where you're going with this, pal, but
maybe his mother knows something.
Okay, all right, okay. I mean, old ladies, they're talkative, right? They like to talk.
Of course. I mean, your mother talks to me every day.
If my mother's any indicator, we won't be able to get out of there.
I know, right? We'll probably get some dessert. Sounds like win-win.
All right, okay, I'm sold.
And she immediately perks up.
What's that?
I said, Ida here's desserts, and she immediately perks up.
Look, we don't have much time, so...
So, hopping back to Elizabeth at the hospital, what are you doing?
Well, not really much I can do. I'm just socialized and go with my check as normal.
I would say that your day at work is probably pretty close to being over. I'd say you probably have like another hour or so left to be at work.
Right.
So
okay.
I think your shift's kind of starting to wind down now.
Yep. I'm just gonna finish up, and then when it's over, I'm gonna clock out. And then head to
Okay.
the circus.
Okay, cool. Alright, so, hopping back, what are the rest of you doing? It's about, for reference, I would say it's probably like 2 hours until showtime.
Now, when you say showtime, do you mean people come in, or I'm assuming there's like side acts that are to like the circus part.
Yeah, so it's like going throughout the day. Like, the circus is open, but it's, like, all very basic stuff. Like, people kind of go more for, like, the midway and the freak show and, like, some of the other kind of attractions like that. Even, like, the food vendors. And, like, during the nighttime, that's when, like, the big, like, circus shows, like, go on. So during the day, it's kind of more of like a carnival ground, and then at night, that's when like the large like shows happen and the spectacles and stuff.
Okay, that makes sense. Sorry.
This close to a showtime, I'm gonna be making myself aware of Odim's whereabouts, and I'm gonna be looking for that goddamn stick.
I think I'll be following with the stick, so probably giving him help in finding it.
Okay, so then you're just kind of sticking with Rob Ron.
Yes.
Okay. So you make your way over to the freak show tent, and you see that Odim is in there with a small group of people. And he's going through his usual routine, his usual act, and all of the attractions, all of the freaks are just, giving very, very little effort and not really caring. Like, they don't really like Odim all that much, but it's money, But he doesn't really treat them particularly well, especially given like his treatment of the fish boy.
What is our vantage point right now? Are we like peeking at him from behind the flap that I was looking at earlier, or are we like coming like through the main entrance of the freak show to see him, or like where we, what I'm saying, like where we?
Right. So that main entrance to the freak show is like coming off of the midway. Currently, where you guys are kind of like in that other back entranceway that comes in from like the backstage area.
Gotcha.
So it's almost like a large like U shape with two doors going in and out on each side. And the further doors where you guys are at. So looking at him, you're like looking into the room, and you see like the Wolfman cage kind of in front of you. You see Jolly Roger, the Living Skeleton's cage, like after that, and you see Odim standing kind of one down from the fish boy doing his whole spiel, and you can see he's beginning to wind up for the fish boy act.
I'm gonna look over at Ida. Look, I already got on this guy's bad side earlier today. He's gonna know my face right away. But do you have any? Does he have any reason to dislike you or to even pay attention to you?
I tried to break out the fish boy.
Shit. Okay.
Am I there? Am I with you guys?
I don't know. Did you follow me over there? I'm a man on a mission.
I was gonna go to Odim. I was gonna go to the boss first, but I would follow you guys.
I'll tell you what, Chipper, roll a spot hidden for me.
With pleasure. There we go.
Okay, so yeah, I would say that, like, walking over to talk to Mr. Darby, you do see Idella and Rob kind of squatted at the entrance to the freak show on this side and kind of looking into it.
I would put my hand on both of their shoulders, and I would say, right now is probably not the time to do this.
And around this time, from the inside, you hear, the big fanfare, like, the fish boy, and, like, he pulls back the sheet, and again, the fish boy is unmoving in the corner, kind of bobbing up and down, close to the bottom of the tank, and you just hear a disgruntled Odim, like, every time, is it? And he says, not to worry, I'll get him going, people. And you see him pull something from the corner, from the side of the tank, and you hear like a bzz, bzz.
No.
And you look over and you see that he has a long cattle prod with the forked tip, and he sticks it into the water and pulls the trigger, and bzz, you just see like light flash in the tank, and you see the outline of the fish boy, and it kind of seize up a couple of times. And
that makes me angry.
And after that, you hear swimming and splashing, and yeah, it is very upset.
I'm gonna turn around to Chipper and grab him by both shoulders. Both my hands are on both of his shoulders. God damn it, Chip! Don't you know this is the perfect time for this? We gotta do something.
I would look at him and say, look, I would literally, I'm not trying to ignore you, Ida, but I would literally pick up Rob and I would physically move him like a few feet. I don't know if you're combating me.
No, I'm laughing. Sorry, I wasn't pushing the clock. I'm laughing that this is happening.
Like I move you like 2 feet and I put you down and I say, this will go bad for everyone. For the boy, for Odim, I didn't hear you. For the current circus, they need him. Barnum and Bailey will be here tonight. If we just need, and I would pause.
Barnum and Bailey, the representative, will be here tomorrow.
Tomorrow, thank you, Keeper.
For a reference.
Yeah. Okay, tomorrow. I was like, Barnum and Bailey's going to be here for a few days. And he looks back. I want to help the kid too, but let's just try to make this a win-win situation. Boy wins, circus wins. Maybe Odim doesn't win, but like win-win. Maybe not win-win-win, but like win-win.
Chipper, look. I don't know how many times I can watch that kid get zapped.
And you think I'm barely older than my kid? I whisper. You think I don't get angry?
I know you're angry. I just can't understand why you're not willing to take action.
Because people's jobs are on the line. I would be brutally up with him. Sarah will be out of a job. All my other friends will be out of a job. Odim is the only thing keeping this place afloat right now. And believe me, I hate him. But I don't want to cost people's jobs. These people are my family.
Yes, but at the extent of a child.
Look,
Who the fuck do you think you are, little girl? I'm sorry. I don't mean to be an asshole, and you look at you don't know what you're talking about. You think I'm not okay with this? I'm not saying we just let this happen. No, but we can't just break them out. It's not that simple. We'll get arrested, or we'll get killed, or God knows what happens. I'm not against it. Sorry, I mean interrupt.
No, it's fine. Around this time, like as you're talking about this, the group of people in the freak show tent move out through the exit, and it's currently just Odim standing there, and you just see that he's standing there, just staring into the tank.
All right.
Just fixated by it. You hear the door open behind him, or the tent flap like push in behind him. And you see two men in fedoras and trench coats. And you
Can I rush over to Odim while he's staring at the tank?
Sure.
I'm hiding. I don't want to be associated with this at all.
I would tell them to leave. I would motion them, and I would try to get the jump on them.
Okay, so roll a stealth check.
Nope.
So you attempt to like come in behind him and subdue him, and you
subdue. I didn't say subdue. I said I just want to get the jump. I didn't say what I was doing. I'm just saying I was trying to be stealthy. I didn't say I was going to attack him.
Okay. And he sees you out of the corner of his eye, like coming up behind him, and you see that he's standing there and kind of snaps back to reality and looks at you. And he turns, and you see that he's still holding the cattle prod in his hand as you approach.
I would like to try to take the cattle prod from him.
Okay. Roll a strength. Actually, contested strength. 1 second. So I got a 10.
Can I put a... Can I...
So
is that an extreme for you?
Yeah, that's an extreme. Yeah, that's an extreme. So as you go in to take the cattle prod, he puts it to your chest and pulls the trigger and zaps you.
Oh my god.
And you
Can I
take...
Can I make a con roll?
You take 4 points of damage and are knocked to the ground prone and paralyzed.
Everyone else should
shut
grab him before he falls.
I'm fine.
And he's just looking at you and says, "Are you insane? What do you think you're doing?"
The fucking kid.
You are out of it.
I don't get what?
You are out of it. He's just
Oh,
looking at
sorry.
you, like, saying this, like, what do you think
Oh.
you're doing? Attacking me like that. And he walks off and goes through not the main door, but the other one that goes to the backstage area, and goes to Bill Darby and says, "Bill, we have a problem."
Jesus Christ.
And Bill
You're
says,
welcome.
"Yes? What is it?" And he says, "Well, your friend Chip, he just tried to attack me in the freak show tent. I had to zap him with the cattle prod to get him away from me." And, hold on real quick, let me roll something.
Oh god. I didn't.
And Mr. Darby says, "I find it hard to believe that Chip would attack you, Lucius. Are you sure maybe he didn't just trip? Or maybe you misread the situation?" And he says, "I'm sure. He went to grab my hand and take this away," and holds up the cattle prod. What are the rest of you doing as this is going on?
Is Sarah there?
This is some bizarre music. Hold on.
Keeper, I have a question.
Yes.
Is Sarah there? She watching all of this?
Sarah probably saw most of it. Yeah.
Could she vouch for lie for me? I was technically attacking him.
I think I would walk in behind Lucius and be like, "He wasn't attacking him, you fucking liar."
And then I just kind of hid around the corner, so I'm assuming I heard everything. I just was trying to not be seen.
Yeah. So Ida, you're essentially telling Mr. Darby that you were a witness to all this?
Yes.
Okay, so roll persuasion.
Where's persuasion?
Persuade.
That's not gonna go well. Nope.
And
I should have put points in persuade.
and he says, "I don't know. I mean, you said that you were hiding, right? Did you get a clear
No.
look at all of this? Because..."
Yeah.
And he just kind of trails off and looks at Odin and says, "I mean, Lucius doesn't strike me as the type to just outright attack somebody for no reason. But Chip also strikes me that way too. I can't get a good read on this."
I was hiding, but I was still able to see everything.
And he
Is
says,
Anyone else?
I think while these people are talking to Darby, I think Ron probably would just be like tending to Chipper and just be like, "Chip, you dumb ape, why'd you have to do that?"
Am I up? Am I up yet?
yes. Yeah, I would say that
I would say-
shake it off at this point.
Oh, fucking fuck. And I would grab my fucking chest. Do I have a burn mark on my fucking chest? Did it go through my silhouette?
There's not a burn mark, but there are like two like kind of red areas where the forks, were pushed up against you.
I should be able. I would mutter myself. I should be able to still work tonight. And
What's
I would
that?
look at. I would say I should be still able to work tonight. And I'd grab my chest, and I would look at Odin, and I would say, "I'm just taking your fucking stick. I wasn't gonna fucking hit you. Oh, fucker."
And he says, yes, well, maybe you shouldn't reach for other people's things then.
Maybe you shouldn't torture people, ass. And I would grab my chest again.
And he looks at Darby and says, Bill, come on. We don't need him. Cut him loose. Send him home. He's been nothing but a nuisance since he came back.
I would look at him. I would put my hand up. Sorry, I would say, I've not been a nuisance, first off. Second off, I think I would say, Bill, I have been playing nice with him. I've been trying to play nice with him, but he literally shocked me. I would pause to try to better articulate myself, and I would say, Pork Chop gets treated better than that kid does. The fish creature, whatever you want to call it. Our bears and our giraffes are treated with more respect than you treat that fish person. And they're not even sentient. They're not even they're not people.
And he says, yes, but that's because all of them are under our care. The freak show is Odim's world. That's how it's always been. He owns it.
That doesn't make it right, though.
It doesn't make it right, but that's how it is. And
look,
he says, and I told you, Chip, don't start trouble with him.
I'm not trying to start trouble, but I look at Odim and I would say, look, man, I don't know you. And I'll be honest, I don't like you. But I appreciate what you're doing for the circus. That being said, take a minute to think about how you treat people, especially that creature. You have there's two people in a fucking trench coat coming around offering you $1,000 for it. Maybe we should take it. Find something else, invest it in something else. It's not worth the hassle.
And he says, oh, them, the Ensmouthers. I'll tell you what I told them earlier today when they found me. I'll be making $1,000 per night once we get signed with Barnum and Bailey. That's chump change.
I would get up and I would say, Bill, am I fired? Or do you want me to work tonight?
And Bill says, no, Chip, you're not fired.
Well, here's what I'm going to do.
But we do need to talk.
Yeah, maybe I should take the night off. Maybe I should go home to my wife, think about things, think about our working relationship.
And as you say this, Odim says, oh, that's fine. I can do the routine with the bear. Anybody can do the routine with the bear. We don't need you, Chip.
If you touch Pork Chop, I will kill you. I give him a smirk.
And Darby says, Lucius, stay out of this, please. I'm speaking to my employee. Unlike the freak show, this is my domain, not yours. And he says, Chip, if you feel like you need to take the night off, that's fine.
I don't know. I just need to think.
We can have somebody else run the routine with Pork Chop. Maybe Sarah can do it.
No, I mean, she can't really lift, but Sarah could do something with Pork Chop. Look, I just need to go home for a bit. It might be late, but maybe, I don't know, maybe I could do something with barrels. I just need to go home for a bit.
And he says, Chip, you do what you need to. You know that we'll always be here.
I know. I'll be back. And I would look at Rob, and I say, I look at Ida, and I would just turn away, and I would just walk away. I would probably look at Sarah, and I wouldn't look her in the eyes. I would just walk out.
Okay.
I'll probably be by the tank, just staring into it.
Okay. As you do, the fish boy is still in the corner of the tank, near the ground, bobbing. and it turns around and like makes eye contact with you, and slowly like swims up to the tank. And for the first time coming here, you see it very, very clearly. And it's just staring at you. Its eyes are extremely wide, and it's just focused, just perplexed. As you look at this creature, roll a sanity.
Okay. Failure.
Oh no, that's not good.
Can I talk to Bill Darby while we're here?
So, Idella, you take 5 points of sanity,
Okay.
which is temporary madness.
Doesn't she have to?
So,
Doesn't she gotta make an intelligence for that?
no,
No, wait, that's automatic. My bad.
yeah, when you take 5 in one go, it's automatic. So do me a favor and roll a D100.
Okay. D6? Or no, 67.
67.
You can make a joke
So-
right now.
As the fish boy is like kind of pressed up against the glass, you find yourself like pushing up against the glass too, and he like puts his hand up to yours, and as soon as like it touches the other side of the glass, you just feel completely disgusted at the thought of something touching you and push yourself off of the glass. You are now affected with haptophobia, a phobia of being touched.
Oh, that's
Oh, I
awful.
think I already
And
have that.
It lasts for 1d4 hours.
I think I already have that, but mild.
So 1 hour. What's that?
I already have that, but it's mild.
Well,
Oh,
no, it's
well,
not mild.
Yeah, this just intensifies it then, but it's only for an hour, so.
While the creature is like pushing up against the glass and we're all able to see it, I wanted to look at Bill Darby and say, like I wanted the effect to hit strongest like while it's like visible in the tank, and I want to look at Bill Darby and say, those Innsmouthers, they say that's their kid.
Are you looking at it as you said you're looking at it as it's like pushed up against the glass, right?
Yeah, if it's like more, if it becomes clear, then I would use that as a moment to like drive that point home with Bill Darby.
Okay, so as you look at it, roll a sanity for me.
Oops. Okay.
Oops.
Come on.
28 out of 70.
Dang.
Okay, so you only lose 1 sanity. And as you do this to like drive your point home, you kind of like lock eyes with it just briefly, and just a shiver runs down your spine, and you kind of look back at Bill Darby, and you just see him like looking at you and listening to the points that you're making. And
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like mainly I just want to like see if I'm trying to drum up anything that he wants to talk about with those Innsmouthers. If there's anything else he wants to share about those Innsmouthers, like I'm like summoning up the potential for that conversation right now. Like, hey, like these guys said that this is like one of their young,
and he says, yes, I don't agree with it at all, and were it up to me, I would sell it back to them in a heartbeat, but unfortunately it's Odim's call, and the money, it seems, is making all the decisions, or the promise of money.
Keeper, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Can we make history checks on Innsmouth? As a group?
I think somebody did, like, the first session.
All right.
But you guys can make history checks again on it if you want.
Yes. Okay.
And,
Have you heard?
and as you're doing that, I'm gonna hop back to Elizabeth.
Nope.
Okay.
I ain't got shit.
So no, you're not very familiar with Innsmouth. Idella either. Or Rob.
Do we all suck at history?
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, none of you are really familiar with Innsmouth, just little things you've heard that you've taken as rumor and folklore. Elizabeth, I would say around this time your shift is ending at the hospital.
Okay. I'll stop by toxicology before I leave.
Okay. Yeah, and you see Dr. Bowers in there. The tank previously that had the mouse and just, you know, the bloody mess in it is now gone and cleaned up. No trace. And you see him sitting there and he says, Miss Gray, here is the sample I promised you. And
Thank you.
you look at it and it's almost translucent. It almost looks like muddy water a little bit. It's a very like chocolate milk brown kind of color, and it's not very thick because it's quite diluted.
Yes. Well, I'll be seeing you.
Oh.
And he says, yes, be careful if you're gonna be around all of this, and I mean, whatever this stuff does, I'm sure I don't want to be there for the aftermath of it.
Right. And then I just go to head out the door, but as I pass through the doorway, I'll turn back and say, was it quick?
And he says, yes, it was quick. Certainly don't want to prolong any suffering.
I give like a half-hearted smile, or grin rather, and nod and head out the door.
Okay. And you exit the toxicology lab and begin walking down the hallway, down the stairs and out the front door.
Gonna get a cab. Go to the circus.
Okay. So yeah, you go to the curb, to the edge of the street, and hail a cab. And one pulls over for you, and you get in. And you can see inside the driver's kind of middle-aged lady, her hair up in a bun with like 2 crochet needles in the back. And she has like glasses on, and she's very like mousy looking, and says, "Oh, hello there. Where to?"
To the circus grounds.
And she says, "Right away," and begins driving off towards the circus. And you get there after a short drive, and she doesn't really try to make too much conversation. She's very shy seeming, so, and pulls off the curb and says, 10 cents for the cab fare.
Oh yes, of course. And then I hand her the money.
Okay. And
Keep her.
Have a wonderful
Sorry.
day. And drives off after you get out. Yes.
I was gonna catch that cab.
Okay. No, it's fine.
Before that, can I go to Bill? And I would ask, I would pull Bill aside, not like I did Rob Ron. But I was like, you have Dim's mother's information, her address.
And he just kind of looks at you and says, "Oh no, Chip. Why? What are you doing?"
I was like, I would give him a charm. I was like, don't ask.
What are you planning?
Come on, buddy. It's not what you think. I'm not gonna hurt his fucking mother. No, God, no.
And he says,
I just...
"You do know that if he finds out, I'm the only one here that has that information. He'll come right to me."
I could blame Rob. Rob found it for me.
And he
Rob,
says,
Rob, you think Rob? I would look at him and say, "You think Rob would be a patsy for us?" Rob wants to get rid of that stick.
Yeah, I mean, there's a new stick that I really want to get rid of now.
Yeah.
You cut the wrong end of it.
Yeah, I mean, I would motion over the Rob as we're talking. Like, Rob, would you be willing to lie for me?
I mean, when has the answer ever been no?
I'm gonna need you to take the heat on this one, pal.
That would be the charm. I would look at.
Yeah, go ahead and try to roll a charm. See if you can
No, I'm just give her.
charm your old.
Oh,
pal
I
into
did.
Being your
Shall I make
patsy.
another one?
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I would say at this point, Rob, it's totally up to you if you're willing to do this for him or not.
Can you just catch me back up to what it is that I am agreeing or not agreeing to? Because my daughter was just talking to me.
If Odim finds out that his mother, that someone went to see his mother, you would say you got the information, and not the boss man. You gave it to me.
So do I need to invent the source of this information, or is that already established?
Yeah, just come overboard. Just start making your story now, just in case.
Maybe I jumped home one time.
Or while me and him was talking, you went through the files. You found information on them.
Yeah, there we go. All right, I was being sneaky.
Yep. Sarah
Okay,
told.
so-
I would not put Sarah in snow.
Okay, so is that your story?
Yeah.
Okay, roll a persuade to get Bill on board with this.
I would catch the cab. And
Okay.
first, I would go home.
I assume that you were talking to all of this with Bill, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and roll persuade to get Bill over to your side on
Oh,
this
my-
idea.
My bad.
Yeah, no, it's
Do
fine.
Do I get a bonus?
No, I would say it's just a straight roll.
No, he's not doing it. It's okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
And Darby says, "Look, Chip, I'm not going to give you that information myself. But, who knows, maybe tonight I forget to lock up or something, huh?"
How about you turn your head for 15 minutes? Or how about we turn your head for 5 minutes right now? 1 second, 2 second, 3 second. I would start counting to see if he turns his head.
And he says, "Chip, I don't know about right now. There's so many people here. That's about to be showtime."
You're right. You're right. I would I put his hands in his face. You're right. I just need to go home for it. I'm sorry. I'm not thinking straight. I apologize.
And he says, "Go and take care of yourself for a bit."
I'll be back before 8.
And he says, "All right, Chip." And
I would
you
take.
get in the cab and begin your way home. Elizabeth, getting back to the circus, what are you doing?
Gonna go see Mr. Bill Darby.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you begin walking back to the main tent. I would say at this point, you kind of know where he hangs out and where he doesn't, so you don't really need to roll a spot hidden or anything to find him.
Right.
So you make your way back to the main tent area, and you indeed find him in the backstage area, sitting at his normal chair and looking very, very, very distraught at the moment.
Excuse me, Mr. Darby?
And he kind of looks up at you and says, yes, Miss Gray, right?"
Correct. I pull out the sample and said, "I'm not sure if what's her name, Ida, told you, but I took a vial she gave me that she found to toxicology, and the doctor there had discovered some very interesting results.
And he says, "Oh yes? What did he discover? Is it one of ours?"
Well, it's a little hard to explain. It's completely unnatural. He couldn't identify what the actual substance was. But he put it into the water of a lab rat, and that lab rat turned very violent and aggressive.
And he says, "My God, that can't be one of ours. We don't have anything around here that would do something like that."
Yeah, which leads me to wonder if it was, per se, what's his name? Odem. Having some kind of illicit substance underneath your nose. He seemed like a kind of type.
And he says, "Oh, dim. Wow, I never would have expected him. I've never really seen him
I don't
do
have
drugs in
anything
the past.
conclusive. It's just he's a suspicious character.
And he says that is true. He does have his moments. He says, maybe I'll bring it up to him before the show tonight and see how he responds."
Does anybody else in the circus have the same sort of suspicious behavior as Odem? Because he might be innocent, and I'm just projecting here. But he doesn't seem like the nice guy.
And he says, "Well, nobody really likes him around here. He's not very personable, and usually doesn't treat his people very well. I'm sure you could tell that from before."
I've seen this freak show, and yeah, it's pretty apparent.
And he says, "But despite that, he doesn't really come off as suspicious to anybody else that I know of. Nobody's brought anything up to me. But nonetheless,
Okay.
I couldn't see the harm in bringing this up to him and seeing how he responds."
Here, take the vial so you can try to identify it if he does happen to know what it is.
And he says, "Yes, I will. And he tucks it into his coat pocket.
Okay. Do you happen to know where my coworker is, Ida?
And he says, Ida, I saw her off. Ida, where are you?"
I am probably with the fish boy still.
"Oh, I saw her off over by the fish boy, I think. Over in the freak show."
Should have guessed.
Alright, says, "You guys probably should steer clear of there. I don't think Odem really cares for your friends too much."
Well, I'm sure he probably forgot my face by now.
And he says, "Hopefully. Sometimes I wish he'd forget mine, but I never end up that lucky."
Right. Well, I'll head off then.
And he says, "Okay, well, showtime's gonna be here pretty soon, so keep your eyes peeled."
I will. I'll let you know if I find anything. And then I head out.
Okay.
And go towards the fish tank.
Okay. And you walk in, and you do find Ida there.
Just staring at the fish boy.
I'm
Staring contest.
just kind of walk up behind you casually
and he has not
tap on your
blinked
shoulder.
He has not blinked once since you've been staring at it. Not once, and it's been like probably 45 minutes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk up behind you and tap on your shoulder and say, "Excuse me, Ida?"
She's gonna jump straight in the air and turn around so quickly. It's like, what?
Wow.
Oh, I didn't mean to scare you. I just wanted to let you know that I got back off shift and I got some news about the substance from toxicology.
Oh, that.
And then I tell her everything I told Bill Darby.
Okay.
In great detail.
Well, that's concerning. Did you tell Mr. Derby?
Yes, of course. I told him first.
Okay. That's good. We need to figure out we need to figure out who is doing this.
I'm wondering if it just affects rats and not humans, but it's a little bit spooky that it even does that to rats.
We need to figure out who is doing this and where it's being placed in.
Alright. Have you gotten a chance to sneak into some off-limits areas and get more information?
Not yet, but I'm about to, now that you remind me.
I think once the freak show begins, we can sneak into Odem's private quarters.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like a good idea.
And you guys hear the occasional, like, chopping of water behind you from the tank.
He's probably still staring at me. Turn around and continue the staring contest.
Yeah, and still just unblinking, staring at
shit.
you, and in a gaze of wonder, almost.
Oh God,
I
it is a
point
ship
to-
of water.
What?
Nothing.
She'll just be like, dang it, I can't keep my eyes open.
And they start to tear up a little bit, get itchy in the corners.
Well, are you gonna continue staring at that thing, or are you gonna help me?
I must beat it.
Right. I forgot. She'll just give a small wave to the fish boy and walk away.
Yes.
And it continues staring as you walk away.
As we're walking away, I'm just gonna look back and just get a nice look at the fish boy. Just a quick glance.
Yeah, it's still.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
The fish boy is still very clear and visible to you, so you can definitely take a look at it. It has very large, fish-like eyes set on either side of its head. A very short and stout, nose and mouth area. Two vertical slits on the top of the nose for nostrils. There's two smaller fins coming off the side that look almost like ear-like protrusions, and it has a very long, continuous spiky fin that starts at the top of its head and goes down its back, down its neck, and down to about its mid-back, and it's all one very large fin, it looks like. And seeing this, roll sanity for me. Let's do this, y'all. Let's get crazy.
Losing some sanity.
I rolled twice and I failed both times. It's a 70 the first time, so it's still failure. That's so weird how he's 71, 70. Watch, I'm gonna do it again. It's gonna be 72. Nope.
So you take 6 sanity. Roll me a D100, please.
Paul,
That's like one more than what Idella got. That's funny.
I literally just one-upped Idella.
Ooh.
Next time, 69.
I took 1 more damage, and I had one more higher for my.
So, as you're like standing at the front of the tent and like just kind of have this quick moment of sanity loss, you kind of snap back to it, and you're standing at the front of the main freak show door to the midway, and one of the fire breathers walks by in front of you, a long flame, and you see this flame go, and you want it. You need it.
Oh no!
You have to have this fire.
Have it.
Roll me a wisdom.
What wisdom?
That be willpower?
Or willpower, yeah.
Power? You mean power? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So for the next 2 minutes, the only thought in your mind is how you can spread that fire even more.
Oh no.
So yeah, jumping to Idella. You're seeing all of this, and you see the same thing, like the fire breather walk by and like the fire, and you just see Elizabeth just staring at it in awe and amazement.
Sorry, I made
Yeah.
a little bit of drool.
Like that 1,000-yard stare, just.
Is that the same fire breather she talked to earlier?
Yes.
He might get the wrong idea.
I'm gonna approach the fire breather.
I'm gonna slowly get in her way to be like, hello, we're supposed to be going.
Going to ignore her and keep going towards the fire breather.
Okay. What are you saying to the fire breather?
You have to teach me how to do that.
And he looks at you and says, "Oh yeah, I'd love to, but it's magic." And that kind of does like the jazz hands as he says it.
I'm gonna touch his bicep real quick and be like, "What's a girl gotta do
Holy
to know
crap.
the secret?"
Damn.
I'm
Roll
gonna
the
charm
seduce.
him.
Okay.
Wow.
Where's charm? There it is.
He's.
Oh.
And as you do that, he kind of looks at you and says, "Oh, well, I suppose I could probably teach you a little bit." And kind of
Don't trust him.
leans in like closer to you a little bit. He's still holding like the stick of fire, and like the jug of his like flame liquid is still kind of dangling at his side.
I'm gonna, as he's leaning in, I'm gonna reach over and grasp his hand that's grasping the fire thing. And kind of gently pull the fire thing off of his hand so I'm the one holding it now.
Okay, I would say he's still charmed too, so he allows you to do this. And he says, "What are you doing?" Like, kind of, not like worried about it, but just like, "Oh, what you doing there?"
It's just so alluring, the fire. You have to see it.
And he says, "I agree. I love fire too. You could say I'm kind of a pyromaniac, in fact."
Shall we make this fire bigger? Get it nice and hot in here.
I
And he-
can't get her face.
And he just kind of looks around and looks at you and says, "Do let's."
Ida's just sitting there with a blank face, being like, what the fuck?
Right? Like, you just got ditched, like, straight up.
I'm just
And then,
going with
and
my new
then the
infinity.
the
No
2
room
minutes
for
is
third
up.
wheels.
Has
And
a
then
stroke. Has it struck midnight yet? Is it past 2 minutes? Does she immediately go clarity?
What's that?
Like she's only like that for like 2 minutes, right?
Yeah. I
So
would
I'm
say,
assuming
like,
it's kind of like Cinderella. Like all of a sudden everything just comes clear, and
yeah,
there's some weird guy touching her.
yeah. I would say, like, as you go back, like, behind a tent or wherever you're going, this feeling
I've
just,
got
like,
the kerosene in one hand, the fire in the other hand, about to squirting the Tenton's kerosene and about
Yeah.
to place the fire down.
yeah, exactly. And then you kind of, like, snap back to it, and you're just kind of, you have, like, a confused feeling, like, where am I? What's going on? How did I get here? And you see, like, this strange guy and, like, these kerosene soaked tents and you holding, like, a torch.
I just look at him, look back at my torch, do the same again, and then I hand him the torch and I say, I think this is yours.
And he says, yes, we were, gonna make the fire grow, remember?
Yeah, on second thought, it's probably not a good idea.
And he kind of looks around, he's like, oh, wait, what? What happened?
I have to go, and then I run off.
And you just hear, like a, god damn it.
That was some weird shit.
Call it Cthulhu, everyone. That's,
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
This is one of my favorite of the whole campaign
Temporary
so far.
insanity.
So yeah, you run back to the midway, roll a spot hidden to find Idella. Which, Idella, where are you? Are you just still, like,
I'm
standing
still
there in
standing
disbelief,
what
or?
the fuck?
I find her,
Okay, yeah,
but barely.
just barely, but you do find her. And she's just kind of standing there, like, looking around for you, like, the hell?
She's just like,
What just happened?
I have no idea. You just walked off.
You know, one second I was here, like, talking to you, and then next second I was just with some random guy holding a torch, about to set the tent on fire.
Sounds like a normal Monday to me. Oh.
I'm just, like, staring at my hands, and, like, I'm just so confused.
I
What?
honestly have no idea.
Okay. Let's just move on.
Right. And I just walk away from the situation.
And then I just follow her. And
Okay. And where are the two of you going?
I don't know. Ida, you're the leader.
Lucius's thing.
What's that?
Lucius's thing.
Oh, right.
His trailer, yeah.
Yeah, his trailer. Okay, so you're trying to get back over to his trailer to, like, get in and see kind of what's going on in there.
Yes.
Okay. So roll a stealth for me.
Okay.
Not
Let me
Ooh.
get up.
Both of you, yeah.
Success!
Ooh, nice. Okay. So Elizabeth, as far as you know, you're being, like, very quiet, but you're just like, thoo, 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 just, like, not even caring. Being very, very loud with your footsteps, and Idella is just like a cat, you know, noiseless, just, you know, very lightly through the night. And you make it to Odim's trailer. And there are people around, and despite Idela's very high stealth check, they're still like looking at you and staring as you like walk through this area currently.
I might wave to someone who looks by.
Okay.
I just walk it like, what?
Just until they kind of disperse and mind their own business again. Okay. Alright, so... Which they do. As you walk through and they kind of stare and look at you, after a while they just kind of lose interest as they see you kind of hovering around Odim's trailer and just go about their business.
So, his trailer, are there windows?
There are windows, but there's like the decorative wooden shutters like bolted onto the sides covering them.
Okay.
So there are windows, but they're covered by wooden shutters.
Is it possible to peer through these shutters?
Not really. I would say that they're too thin to really see anything through them.
Okay.
You do see that, like, at the end of the carriage, there's a set of wooden steps that goes up, and there's a door that has, like, a very large padlock on the outside of it.
I want to put my ear up against the trailer before I go towards the door and just listen in for any movement inside.
Okay. Roll a listen.
What?
Okay. So despite the looks of this trailer, the walls are much thicker than you anticipated, and you don't hear anything from the inside.
I'll push the roll and just like, what's it?
Okay.
Blindly like slap at. Like, not obviously gonna hurt her, but I'm just gonna slap at Ida and just be like, shh.
What? I'm not even talking.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Stop breathing. Shh.
Yeah, exactly.
I can hear your heartbeat.
Push the roll.
Okay, go ahead.
Your heartbeat.
There we go.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, it sounds all quiet on the inside. There's no movement. There's no nothing. It's not a very large carriage. It's like the size of like a small Winnebago.
Okay. In a whispering tone, I'm gonna be like to Ida, I think he's out. If you go inside and check up and look around, I can cover for you out here.
Okay. And I just...
Okay. So, roll a... let's say spot hidden, I suppose.
I just kicked myself out of Discord.
Oops. I've done that before.
Sorry.
No, you're
Alright, I'm gonna go inside the carriage.
Okay, the door is currently locked.
Any way I can pick it?
Yeah, roll sleight of hand. Is there lock picking?
Yes, there is.
There is, right? Yeah, okay.
Yep.
But I don't have any points in it.
Locksmith.
Ooh.
So yeah, the lock seems like it's a fairly high quality lock and is extremely hard to pick.
I'm gonna give it a shot because she failed.
Okay.
No, I have no points in it either. And I also do bad.
Whatever you're using to try to jimmy the lock, it almost snaps off in it, but you manage to, work it out after it breaks.
Crap. I didn't think about this.
Yes.
How are we gonna get in?
Anyway, you can use the window.
I mean, the windows have covers that are like screwed on. Do you got a screwdriver? You can unscrew it.
Wait, do I still have that crowbar?
Is it in your inventory?
Let me look. Possessions. Nope.
Then I would say no.
Dang it.
Say that you like set it back down where you found it at.
You could use that crystal ball and throw it through the window.
Yeah, but there's wooden coverings on the windows.
Yeah, there's like
It's crystal, right?
I'm just gonna look around for somebody that's very sketchy looking.
very
Yeah,
sketchy
look around
looking.
for a
Okay.
crowbar.
Roll spot hidden.
Kind of person. I'm looking for the kind of person that would carry some.
Can I look around
locks.
for a crowbar?
I don't want to say that everyone around here looks like fine, upstanding citizens, but you
I'm
definitely
looking
don't
for
see
someone
it.
in particularly shifty. Probably is a criminal.
Yeah, it seems like there's a pretty high background check maybe that goes in. Like loners and losers, sure, but like criminals, maybe not so much.
You could ask your fire friend.
Yeah, he's not my friend.
Hey, baby, I'm back.
Yeah.
Can I look around for a crowbar?
Look around for a crowbar? Sure. I'll say that you can roll spot hidden and try to see if you can find like a crowbar or... Yeah, okay.
Maybe
It's not so much a crowbar, but you see that there's like a fire pit with like a bunch of chairs where I guess, you know, everyone after the show kind of hangs out and makes bonfires and stuff. And you see that there's an axe stuck into a stump where they chop wood to throw into the fire pit.
I'll keep that in mind. She might go get it. She might not. Who knows?
Oh my god.
It's a mystery.
Well, you see anything?
I see an axe, and I'm thinking of going to get it.
I wish I could give you guys my strength.
I'm thinking we need something
yeah.
a little bit more lowbrow. I think you would notice if an axe was cut through his trailer.
Here's Johnny.
Movie wasn't out yet.
Maybe you guys just invented it.
I don't know. 1919 wasn't that far. 1930. Never mind. Thank you for getting that reference. I appreciate it.
But yeah, so what is the plan?
Well, we can try to just... I don't know what to do here. Do you have any ideas?
Can we suggest ideas even though we're not there?
No, that's called metagaming.
Semantics.
Maybe
we dog real quick.
Maybe we have to go get his key somehow.
Isn't his key on his person?
Maybe we can get it off of him somehow.
Hey, baby, I'm not interested.
I could be pretty convincing sometimes.
Oh no.
Maybe.
Or maybe Bill Darby has an extra key. I think we should try with Bill Darby first.
Okay. I'll go with that idea instead of the axe.
Yeah, the axe is definitely not a good idea. Unless we get someone else to break it, because I don't want to be the one responsible.
Could we persuade someone? Maybe that axe.
You can do that.
Maybe
I want to
fire
have
can.
nothing connected to it.
Maybe
So,
the fire guy. Could burn his entire.
No. Let's not talk to the fire guy. That was already awkward enough. I want to stay away from that guy. If I could avoid it. And Elizabeth is blushing slightly.
You mean your boyfriend? Is that my boyfriend?
Bill Darby. Let's go talk to Bill Darby.
She just walks away from the axe, still staring at it.
Oh god. I'm just imagining like a horror movie. You're like walking away and like the axe and the stump is in the background, like zoomed in, like extreme foreshadowing.
Oh,
Right.
I love that.
She later used that axe to kill 5 people that day.
Great. So we're going back to Bill.
Okay. Yeah, so you walk back into the backstage area and find him in his usual area. Chipper and Rob, what are you doing?
I don't know what Rob's doing, but I left.
Okay. And you took the taxi cab home?
Yeah. So I took the cab that Elizabeth got out of, so I probably passed her and probably,
Yeah.
smiled.
Did you guys have any sort of exchange?
Not when I passed her, but I did see her again. I just nodded. I remember that she's like my wife. So I just nodded.
Okay. So yeah, you get into the cab and you see it's, obviously the same middle-aged lady, and she begins looking back to you and says, "Oh, where to?"
I'll give her my home address.
Okay. And she says, "All right, hold on. We'll get you there in a jiff."
All right.
And
I
takes
would
off.
pull out $1 and I'd hand it to her.
Okay. And she takes and says, "Oh, wow. Thanks, mister." And guns it. Not like, driving recklessly, but, she's picking up the pace a little bit and, getting you to your destination.
I would ask her if she could drop me off and then come back in like an hour.
And she says, "Sure. Yeah. Could do that."
All right. Thank you. Yep.
And after a while, gets you into your neighborhood and then eventually to your house and pulls up to the curb and stops.
All right. So I know Rob left flowers on the stoop on our porch. Are they gone?
No, they're still there.
Okay, that's weird. Does my house look lit up?
Roll a spot hidden.
I'm not scared, but okay. Hopefully my family is not dead. That would suck. Oh no. Okay, no, I don't see anything.
Okay. So you don't see like any lights coming from the inside, but the porch light is still on.
I want to open the door.
Okay. So
I have a key.
What's that?
I have my house key, so.
Okay. So yeah, you open the door and walk inside.
I pick up the flowers. Hey, Bonnie. You here?
And look around, and you see that there are no lights on, like in the house on the current floor that you're on. Is your house 2-story or 1-story?
Yeah, I would say my house was larger. I would say it's 2 stories. We have a backyard with a greenhouse.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was seeing. Okay, so yeah, the first floor is dark. There's no lights on.
I don't hear any. Can I go listen?
Sure.
That was the wrong thing. But fuck. Oh, do I see anything?
Nice.
I marked that down yet.
So looking around, you see that there is what looks like a meal on the table. The dinner, they had dinner, and there's 2 plates, and there's like some food left on one, and another one's completely clean.
Is there any notes?
Note? No, there's no note.
Is it fresh food?
Yeah, I mean, fresh as in like it was cooked today. Yes.
Is it? Would she be home by now? Usually she would be. Yeah.
She would be for sure.
I'm gonna go outside before I check upstairs.
To the front or the back?
The back door. I'm gonna check. Maybe she's in the greenhouse with Ezra.
Okay. So you make your way through the living room, through the kitchen, out the back door, and into the backyard. You look around and see the greenhouse.
I'm gonna go inside. She in there?
Okay. You go inside, and no, she's not in there.
Good. Alright, I'm starting to get scared now. I am going to run upstairs.
Okay. So you run back into the house, through the kitchen, into the living room, up the stairs. You're going to your room?
I'm going to, my bedroom.
Okay.
Actually, I will check Ezra's bedroom first.
Okay. You go into Ezra's room. He isn't in there. His bed is unmade. There's like some toys on the floor.
Okay, I'm starting to freak out. I go to my bedroom.
Okay. So you go down the hallway, and you make it to the bedroom, and you open the door, and there are 2 shapes under the covers, like, of the bed.
Oh God. Bonnie?
And Vonnie snaps up and says, "What are you doing?"
What do you mean? I stand up. Are you okay? What's going on?
Ezra has a fever, and we're sleeping.
I just fall. And I just grab onto her, and I just hold on to her real quick.
And she says, you know I'm still mad at you, right? I didn't return your calls for a reason.
I say, we need to talk. You're right. And I would just hold on to her more.
And she says, right. What do you mean?
I know how much sorry, you go first.
No, that's all. She just asks.
I'd say, right, I would say, I know you're my wife, and Ezra and you come first. And I don't want you to think that you guys aren't first, because you are. I'm sorry I got a little caught up in things that aren't. I just, with my parents and everything. And I'm kind of like, I'm assuming I'm kind of sitting up now on the bed as I don't know what, as those 2 are just still laying on kind of the edge of the...
Yeah.
And I would say...
and Ezra's kind of sitting in the bed, like on his side of the bed. And you can see he looks like pretty tired and like kind of wiped out. A little bit of sweat on his forehead.
You gonna be okay? I would check. I would kind of check on Ezra as I was talking to her. Say, I really love you, and I'm sorry if I don't act like it.
And she says, no, I know you do, but sometimes you just think selfishly.
I mean, can you blame me? I mean,
And she says, I
I
can.
would. I'd look at her. I was like, I know you can. But I would kind of like give her a smile, and I would say, I would pick Ezra up first. I would hold him in my arms. I would walk him to his room, and I would keep the door open, and I would like lightly put him down on his bed, and I would sit there for a minute, and I walk back, so me and Vonnie can be alone. I'll keep the door open, so if he needs us, we can check on him. And I would just scoop her into my arms, and I would say, I know I'm an asshole. I'm selfish. I mean, I never wanted to be a father. I never wanted to get married. I never wanted real responsibility. Then I met you, and I married you because you're the greatest thing that ever happened to me. Then I found out about Ezra, and I was scared to death. I was scared you were gonna leave me. And I was afraid I can't be a father, especially, I would point to my back and, there's some cigarette burns and some, scarring from my parents. Say, I don't want to be like them. I didn't want to, I'd look down.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to be a better person. And you make me better. And that's all that matters.
And she says, well, I had plans too. I had aspirations and dreams, but sometimes you just adapt with what you're dealt. I did. And you're still working at the circus.
I mean, it's what I'm good at. I mean, like, you're intelligent, you're smart, and you're everything I'm not. And I'm not a smart person. I'm not you. I can't. I look honestly kind of sad. I was like, I wish I could be you. I wish I was as smart as you and Rob and all you other people. I'm just a carny. I mean, it's hard not to be a carny. It's what I'm good at.
And she says, well, if you never try to make yourself better, you never will. You can be more than a carny, you just have to try.
I'm trying. You should know that. I'm better than I used to be. It's just, I'm sorry. I left for you. I left tonight for you. I want to be here with you.
And she says, and are you going back?
Tomorrow. I was going to go, I'll be honest, until about 5 minutes ago I was going to go back. But I think I'll give Bill a call. Tell him that Ezra's sick and he needs me. Which is not a lie. But maybe you and I...
And she says, well,
maybe...
see what you can do. Then, I guess if you do have to go back, it's what you need to do, so...
Alright, I'm assuming there's a phone on the corner.
There's a phone on the bottom floor.
Yeah, I would go there. I would give Bill a ring.
Okay.
And I would say, "Hey, Bill."
And you hear Bill's voice on the other side. Yes. Who's this?
It's Chip.
And he says, "Oh, Chip. Yeah. What's
Hey,
going on?"
My kid's sick. Like, he has a fever. I should be here, man.
And he says, well, I understand.
Look, I'll give you your money back for tonight. I need to be here with him.
He says, no, Chip, don't worry about it.
You sure?
Of course.
You sure?
Yes, absolutely, Chip. I'm sure.
All right. Okay. Bill, I appreciate everything, and I'm sorry. I lost my temper earlier.
And he says, "Oh, it's fine, my boy. It happens. Just try not to antagonize Odin."
It's so hard. He's such a.
And he says, "I know. Many people share your same sentiment."
Yeah. All right. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
And he says, "Okay, take care."
Yeah. All right. I would hang up. I would assume I would wave the taxi off when she pulled back up.
Okay, like basically letting her know that she can go.
Because I asked her, so I would tell the taxi that was going to come back to. Yeah. So after it's all taken care of,
Okay.
go back to Vonnie, and I would say, I talked to Bill.
And she says, yes. What did he say?
He said, be with you and Ezra. Told him he was sick. Yeah. Family comes first.
And he says, well, that's very nice of them to understand. I do like Bill. I just...
Bill's not like the other carnies.
That lifestyle, though.
I know you and Sarah are pretty close. And kind of not look in my eye, look her in the eyes. I say that, and I would pause and I would say, "I'm gonna stop."
Yeah, she like pauses and like kind of looks away from you as you say that and says, "Yeah."
I would kind of like put my arm around her.
She's just, it's fine.
It's
fine.
No, it's not.
It's fine.
I would like lightly put my hand on her face and say, no, it's not fine. I'm sorry if I'm hurting you. And I'm going to talk to Sarah tomorrow.
And she says, whatever you feel like you need to do, Chipper.
I don't want to lose you. You're too good for me.
And she says, whatever you need to do to fix it, I'm all game.
You still mad at me?
And she just kind of, yes, and like kind of, playfully slaps you a bit.
Yeah, I would kiss her, and I would just like lightly pick her up, and I would just say, I kind of spin her around on the bed, and I say, so is there any dinner left over for me? Yeah.
And the screen fades to black.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. Elizabeth and Idella and Rob, what are all of you doing back at the circus?
Talking to Bill Darby.
It's like a little bit before showtime, so
I'm probably taking pictures of things I think is suspicious.
okay. So such as what?
Anything that looks out of place in a circus.
Okay. Roll investigation.
I need to find investigation real quick.
Or sorry, spot hidden. Ha, wrong
Spot
game,
hidden.
Mike.
Success!
Okay, cool. So let's see. Where are you currently?
We probably walked back into the tent looking for Darby.
Okay, so then you're like kind of off in that back area there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I would say like going through there, you don't really find anything suspicious. It's pretty busy. Everyone's kind of bustling and getting ready for the show. Everyone's very active. So at the moment, you don't really see anything that kind of strikes you as suspicious in that area.
Okay. I still want to snap a picture.
Okay, so yeah, go ahead and roll a photography.
Hard success.
Okay, so despite just kind of snapping off a random picture, it's actually a very, very good picture. Everyone shows up very clear, and it almost seems like a parade on the inside of this carnival tent. It's just a very large group of like clowns, jugglers, acrobats, stilt walkers, fire breathers, and it's just this very clear and concise like group photo of everyone just walking. And yeah, it's a very striking picture.
Okay. I still keep my camera out, but I continue to walk.
Actually, roll a spot hidden after it develops for me.
Okay. Hard success.
Okay. You notice kind of in the background of this picture, past like the large group, there seems to be like 3 lone shadows kind of off away from the rest of the group that I don't know, just kind of seem out of place.
I mentioned it to Elizabeth. I had looked different,
And it
but
would
I mentioned
be
it to Elizabeth.
it would be like, on the far side of the tent where you saw this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm just gonna walk over there.
What's that?
I'm gonna walk over there.
Wait, what about Bill Darby?
We can talk to him in a minute.
Okay.
I
So
was right.
okay, so you're walking over to that area.
Yeah, my curiosity has been piqued.
Okay.
And I'm joining her.
Roll a spot hidden.
Oh goodness. So many spot hidden. Hard success.
I fail.
Okay, so Idella, as you walk across, you see in the large area where the group was just walking through, you see that there is glass that has been like shattered and crushed from, multiple people walking over it. And this is like on the way over to that area. You see this, and whether you pick it up or not, once you do, you walk to the other side. And you can see that this area seems to be storage, it looks like. There are many large wooden crates, wooden barrels, like rolled up canvas, lengths of rope. And you look around and you don't see anybody in here.
I look around every single box.
Okay. You find another, actually roll a spot hidden for me again, because you failed that last one. Elizabeth, you can too, because I assume you're there as well, right?
I
failed. I got a fumble.
Super fail.
Dang, okay. So yeah, just looking around, you just see wooden crates, barrels, things of that nature. Nothing really pops out at you.
So, is there any reason why we're looking through these?
I thought I saw some people. I guess I was wrong.
I mean, there's a lot of people here.
Can I look one more time before leaving?
Sure.
Okay. Success.
Okay. So looking around, you see that where a stack of crates are kind of pushed up next to rolled up canvas for the tent flaps. You see kind of where they are pushed up against each other, where that little crack is at the bottom, there is the tip of a vial wedged inside of it, sticking out halfway.
Oh, okay. I walk over and grab it.
Okay. And it's a vial similar to the last one you found, except it is completely full and unopened.
Oh. And I show it to Elizabeth, being like, look what I found.
Be careful with that.
And behind you, you hear, "What are you two doing back here?" And turn around and see
You're glitching.
Lucius O'Den standing there. His arms like crossed, just staring at you.
What do you want?
And he says, "What's that you have there?" And motions to the vial in your hand.
I step in the way to try to like hide it from view.
Okay, roll sleight of hand.
Oh, I'm just stepping in front of, because I'm not the one holding it. Ida's holding it. I'm just stepping in front of Ida to
Okay, got it. Okay,
hide it.
okay. And he just kind of just keeps staring at you and says, not willing to talk, huh? Well, I do wonder what you're up to.
I'm gonna search, like, just look him up and down to see where his key might be.
Okay. Roll spot hidden.
I don't see it.
Yeah, you don't see where he might keep it. And,
Wait, he took it?
what's that?
No.
I'm sorry, you guys kept glitching, so I had to turn my cellar down.
Oh, sorry. She had rolled spot hidden to see if she could see where he keeps his key at.
Oh.
While he's standing there, like, lecturing you guys.
Okay.
And he continues to stand there with his arms folded and says, "Well, I could just report you to Bill once again, but that doesn't seem to work out."
We're here on job with Bill.
And he says, "Yes, that doesn't seem to work out for me that well. So..."
We were investigating some suspicious people who were around here.
And he says, "Yes, suspicious people holding vials of strange liquid, I assume." And just kind of looks
strange
at
liquid
the
that
two
we
of you.
keep finding everywhere around this place. Do you have any idea about it, Lucius?
And he looks at you and says, "Me? No. You, however. I wonder what your angle is in all of this."
My angle.
Well, you come to Bill, he offers to pay you lots and lots of money to hang around and do, from what I've seen, a whole lot of nothing, getting in the way of everyone that works here. How convenient would that be? That not only are you the answer to his problems, but conveniently the source.
How are we the source?
Well, you tell me. All of you show up and strange things start happening.
Strange things started happening whenever you had that fish boy, and I poked him in the chest.
And he kind of like squirms a little bit and like kind of ruffles his shoulders and well, nonetheless, I'm keeping my eye on all of you, and trust and believe, once I have something concrete, I will get you kicked out of here.
Not before I get you.
And he says, "Well, we'll see about that, won't we?"
I snap a picture of his face.
Okay, roll a photography. I really kind of hope I really kind of hope it's bad. Oh, thank God. So you take a picture of him, and it's almost like, you know how people take the long exposure pictures and move the camera so it looks like something is super long? It's almost like that. His face is like almost double exposured, and it's just like an ugly, awkward look. Like one eye is blinking, one eye is like looking over in another direction. His mouth is like, mid-sentence, so it's at a weird like angle. It's just not a very becoming picture of him. And he says, "Why did you do that? Let me have that picture."
No.
And he
I pull it away from him.
and he says, "Fine," and stamps his foot and turns around and leaves.
Child.
Yeah.
I was trying to also blind him, but it's fine.
Yeah, I don't like him.
I don't either. And I show Elizabeth the picture.
Yeah, and it's bad. It's bad. You would not be flattered if that picture like surfaced of you somewhere. It's like, how you watch a YouTube video and you pause it and the guy is talking and it's just the most awkward face ever. It's kind of like that.
We should post that picture on the stack of newspaper that goes to the grocery store.
Oh, you just made my day.
Post that picture on Arkhamgram.
Send it to the news, have them print it.
Yes. Let's do that. That would be great. The circus's freak show.
Is a freak show himself.
Yes.
I like it.
Freak show's freak show.
And then you hear coming from the main circus area, you hear like the loud booming of drums and like music being played and the sound of people.
Oh.
And it sounds like the show is about to begin and things get very loud and busy sounding.
I suppose it's starting.
We should find Bill Darby and try to get that key.
Yeah.
I tried to see where Lucian hides his key, but I couldn't see it. I wonder if he even carries his key.
He didn't really seem to know what the vial was about.
Maybe he's just playing dumb.
Most likely. But we can find the key eventually. Let's go show this to Bill.
Yes, I agree.
And we go off to find him.
Okay. Yeah, so you go off to find Bill, and you see him directly behind like the main curtain area behind stage for the circus, or for like the main show tent, and he's just kind of standing there at the curtain, like peering through as the different acts are going on. And he doesn't notice you as you walk up to him.
I just walk up and I'm like, Bill? And I'd like peek my head over his arm.
Okay.
Sure.
And you like kind of startle him, and he's like, yes, Idella, hi.
Hello.
He says,
And I give a small wave.
and he waves back and says, "I'm slightly nervous. There's a good chance that talent scout might be in the crowd tonight. They said that he's gonna show up tomorrow, but you never know. He might show up early, just try to get the jump on us.
Yeah,
I hope nothing goes wrong."
I hope so too. Oh,
And he says, "Yes, what did you need to talk to me about?"
Two things.
And he says, "Miss Gray," and kind of gives you a nod.
We found one of those vials again, but this time it's fully intact and full.
I hand it over to him.
And he says, "Really?" and takes it and looks at it. It's very dark where you're at right now, and he says, I can't really see it that well. And, tries his best to look at it, and pulls the top off of it, like the little cork, and kind of smells it and says, ugh. Yes, that smells like the same stuff. what is it? He kind of smells
I
it
don't know,
again,
but it's
and
not safe to drink.
he says, "Ugh, you couldn't pay me to drink this."
I hold my hand out to take it again.
And he puts the lid back on it and hands it back to you.
It's
I
stuck back in
can-
the pocket. Sorry,
You
go
can
ahead.
drop this off back at the hospital later. Having this much more would give the doctor more tests to run.
Mhm.
And he says,
Yeah, I give it back to you.
he says, yes, maybe if it's making people sick or something like that, maybe they can figure out, what to look for, or symptoms,
Right.
perhaps.
It's also very curious why the vials we previously found were broken.
And he says, yes, that is curious. Perhaps, who knows, perhaps whoever was carrying them dropped it, or...
Maybe it's something yeast-like and it just grew to the point to where it expanded outside the top and broke the top.
Most
Indeed.
likely.
And he kind of chuckles like, I don't know about that. That's,
I mean,
very little green men of you to think, don't you think?
is it really that much difficult to imagine there being yeast in this to make it grow?
He just says, perhaps. Did,
Could be an ingredient.
did your doctor friend, did he give you any
No,
any results?
he has no idea what it possibly could be.
Interesting. He says, well, I guess nobody really knows what it does then.
Well, as far as we can tell, it just turns it smells really awful and it turns rats insane.
Who knows what it would do to the other animals?
Yes.
And he
So-
says, ugh, I shudder to think.
Hopefully he could.
Not my pork chop.
Hopefully he could get some more information with this much of the substance.
And he says, yes, anything more we can learn about it is beneficial.
Right.
Did I hear you say that I
also-
gave it to you?
I'm sorry, what?
Did I hear you say that I gave it to you?
Yes, you did.
Okay. Go ahead.
We were also trying to gain access into, and I whisper this closer, I lean in close and whisper.
Okay.
And
And the whole time
trailer?
that you're doing this, the show going on in the main circus tent is popping off, and there's cheers and applause from the crowd and gasps, and it seems to be a very entertaining show. And this is all, very audible as you're right behind the curtain talking to Mr. Darby.
Yeah. I just try to be quiet as I can, but loud enough for him to hear me,
Mm-hmm.
and just say, Odem's trailer. Trying to find a key.
And he kind of gives you a look similar to the one he gave Chipper and says, Why is everybody fixated on Odem?
He's just a suspicious character. I want to cross him off as a suspect.
Do you think he might have had a hand in this?
Most
Maybe
likely.
not a hand in this, but he might have some more information that would help us in our investigation. The investigation seems to be focused around the
Fish boy.
fish boy, and he is likely the person who knows the most about the fish boy. So it's just reasonable to investigate him, to try to gain more information about why people are after the fish boy.
And he says, Yes, I suppose you're right. We need to check every box. And he kind of looks
Right.
around and says, Look, if I give you the spare key, go there, look around, try to find whatever it is you need to find, and just make it seem like you weren't even there.
That's
Okay.
the idea.
And he looks around and pulls out his ring of keys and goes through it and finds Odin's and pulls it off the ring and gives it to you and says, if he asks me, I'm telling him that you lifted it off of me.
Okay.
Thank
you.
That's fair. Thanks. Yeah.
And there's like a loud like crash sound and applause come from the main show area as this transaction happens, and it kind of startles him a little bit, and he turns around and continues looking out the curtain and just, hoping for a good show tonight.
Right. I go ahead and just start walking away.
I follow.
Okay.
Walk towards Odin's trailer.
Okay. Roll stealth checks for me,
Okay.
if you please.
Oh, I succeed. But
Nice.
Oh, fail.
Bad. it's
tables have turned.
It sucks because sometimes whenever I play like the character that I have, it seems like anything that I put into, like I always roll like worse on. It sucks. But yeah, so I would say between the two of you, it's still like kind of a fail overall. So as you're walking, people are just like noticing you and seeing you walk by. So if something happened, people could definitely be like, oh yeah, I saw those two like walking around the back during showtime.
Right.
But you do make it to Odim's trailer without issue beyond that.
Once again, gonna put my ear up to the trailer and make sure there's nobody inside. Listen in.
Okay, so yeah, roll listen. Okay. From inside, you don't hear any noise. It seems quiet still.
Coast is clear. I think we can go in.
And the padlock is also still on the outside of the door going in. So it's assumed that he's not here.
I hope
yeah. Get that open and get inside.
Okay. So yeah, you open the lock and it comes off, and you go into the main, or into the door of this like abode type carriage. And when you go in, it's very quaint. It's roughly about the size of like a small Winnebago. So you walk in and there's like a small like built-in dining area, like a small table, and like a single like two single chairs that kind of face each other. There is like a study area with a decent sized bookcase and like a comfy armchair and like a side table, and there's like a bottle of hard liquor. It looks like maybe a scotch.
Okay.
And beyond that, you see that there is a wall and a door, which presumably goes into like his bedroom area.
You look around and I'll keep watch.
Yeah.
And then I stay at the door, and like if there's curtains, I'll just like peer through and just watch.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So yeah, both of you roll spot hiddens for me.
I fail.
Oh, no.
She fails.
Okay. So yeah, as you're like keeping watch, Elizabeth, and trying to make sure no one's like coming up on you, you do see that a few other carnies like walking around the backstage area do kind of walk by, and one kind of notices Odim's trailer a little bit and stops and kind of looks at it for like a minute and then continues walking with his group of friends.
Ida, I think we need to hurry. Do you find anything?
I look around.
And initially on Ida's first scan, she does not find anything.
I'm gonna
Can I
Go
look at the
ahead.
bookcase? Sorry, go ahead.
I'll look through the bookcase with you.
Okay. So yeah, roll spot hidden. Sorry.
I
You
got
barely
success.
succeed, I barely fail.
Okay. And you were looking in the bookcase.
Yes.
Okay. So there are a few different books here. There is one on historical sites found around the world. Things like Machu Picchu, Angkor Wat, places like that of historical and maybe cultural, spiritual relevance. There's many books on that. There is a book about a certain explorer named Percy Fox, who apparently is a renowned explorer. He did an expedition to Antarctica, Brazil, which he recently came back from not that long ago.
Okay. I
I
take
don't see
pictures of a couple
anything
of these
that's
books.
very relevant.
What's that?
Huh?
I don't see anything that's really relevant here. I'll check
I
his
just-
bedroom.
Yeah. I take a picture of a couple of the books and walk towards the bedroom.
Okay. So yeah, you get to the door and open it, and it is a very cozy room. There's like a singular, like twin-sized bed, and it's placed directly in the middle of the open area, and it's probably like a foot on each side before there's wall. So it's very, very cozy in here, and there's only room for what seems like a singular small like dresser, like a 3 or 4
Right.
drawered dresser.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna check the dresser. I wanna check under the sheets and under the mattress.
Okay.
I'm gonna check everywhere else.
Okay. So yeah, both of you roll spot hidden.
Come on, girl. Oh,
Fail.
you can use luck.
Oh, yeah. Can I use
You
luck?
could.
Okay,
I'm not
I
gonna spend that much
used
luck.
2 points of luck.
Yeah, that's a lot.
2
That's like
points.
30 something points almost. Okay.
Do I subtract it from the luck I have?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I actually think it's 3, because you have to meet
It is,
45.
yeah. So 48 minus 3 would be 45, so it's 3 points.
My bad. I
But,
did math wrong.
but that's still not a lot. So
Yeah.
Alright. Got it.
so yeah, looking around, you see that on the wall behind the door, there are a series of newspaper clippings that have been thumbtacked into the wall.
Mm. I take a picture of each and every single one of them.
Okay, so roll photography.
Okay. Extreme
Mark it.
success.
Mark that down.
I'll,
We can work for enough.
Okay. So yeah, the pictures of the newspaper articles turn out very good. The writing is legible. Yeah, they're very good pictures.
Okay. I save them and put them in my bag,
Okay.
along with the picture of Lucius.
Never
But
mind.
yeah, so you find the newspaper clippings.
Okay.
This guy has nothing. There's nothing we can hold against him on here.
Mm-mm.
What?
Maybe it's not.
I said,
Fine.
mm. And I look at the newspaper clippings. I'm just like, they're just newspaper clippings.
For reference to, you haven't read them yet, so you don't know what they say.
Can I?
Oh,
Can
I
I
read
glance
them
over
then?
them? Yeah.
Sure. So there are 3 newspaper clippings, and they all are within about the same week of each other, and the dates are from roughly 2 weeks ago. Or no, from like 2 months ago. and they are essentially missing person articles for a fisherman from the coast near Innsmouth, a Mr. Ray Coburn.
Why would he have these articles here? This is very suspicious.
And
this is one of the things.
he is a fisherman who has been missing.
There's been a couple missing people or missing persons reports, probably in this place.
You don't think that Odin has something to do with them, do you?
I'm not sure. But we should keep this in mind. And I'm gonna look around the room one last time.
Okay. Yeah, roll spot hidden. If Elizabeth wants to as well, she can, because, you know, you're there too.
There we go. Hard success.
Okay. So, in the room, you see that there is, like, a large leather-bound, like, ledger book sitting on one of the tables in the main central room.
Okay. I grabbed it real quick.
Okay. Yeah, and you flip through it, and there's things that are just, it seems like bills of sale, some for a shipment of tobacco, a shipment of, like, fresh fruits. It seems like maybe, like, an expense log. And you flip through it and go all the way to the back, and you see that there is an entry. The writing on it says, new freak. And from the person selling, it says Ray Coburn, and it's, like, signed by him as well. And next to it is a the transaction amount, it seemed like, was $250.
Oh. I take a picture.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and roll photography.
Okay. Let me get the thingy bob up.
Well,
Success.
she just thought I'm gonna go back and look outside the door.
Okay, so yeah, you take another good picture, so you now have that ledger information, evidence of it.
Alright. And I set it back to where it was before, all, like, the way it was.
Elizabeth, what did you say that you were doing?
I'm gonna go check out the door again to make sure no one's coming in towards us.
Okay. So yeah, you walk back through the room and go back to the door to peek out and see if anyone's walking by. And as you do, you are greeted by Lucius O'Dim standing there.
Oh, fuck.
Walking in through the doorway and looking at you with kind of like that, so you got the balls to do this, huh? Kind of look. And just looking at you and saying, breaking and entering. The last I remembered, that was quite illegal.
Was anything broken?
And he says, oh, and how did you get past the lock?
Let's just say I had someone give me a key.
Mm-hmm.
I've made a few friends throughout this circus.
And he says, Bill Darby, I presume, seeing as he's the only one that has a spare
Oh,
key.
no. See, I can work my way around it. There's a little fire breather who, found himself a key.
And he says,
Yeah.
oh,
My
well,
line.
nonetheless, I'm calling the cops. Come with me.
By
I'm
this
not
time,
calling
I'm
it.
coming running out.
We're here to investigate. And this is our job. This is, as far as I can tell, private public property.
And he
You
says,
may own this trailer, but you don't own this land.
And he says, yes, well, let's go talk to
Your
Bill
employer
then, shall
is the
we?
one that's hiring us. No, I won't. I'm not going with you.
Oh
We're
no.
going where?
not-
And he says, well, fine, stay here, but when the cops show up, don't try to run away. Oh, or maybe do, so they can shoot you. Turns around and walks away.
Bye-bye, asshole.
I look back towards Ida and just like, hey, let's get out of here.
Alright, I take the freshly taken pictures with me.
Okay. And that's where we'll go ahead and end it off.
Yay! No.
Oh wait,